Hello everyone, this is Dr. Jyoti Gulwani with your subject Financial Accounting 1. Now in today's session, we have to learn how to record transactions in subsidiary books. You can read the question over here. Record the following transaction in purchase book, sales book and in return books of Shri Mahesh. Different transactions are given related to different dates. Now, as you know very well, we have to prepare 4 subsidiary books over here, which you can see. So, firstly, let us take a look on. We have prepared purchase book, purchase return book, as well as sales book and sales return book. Now, according to transaction, we have to put our entries only into this format. Just giving a reminder about the entries. If cash transactions are given over here, and cash transactions are not recorded in our subsidiary books. In our subsidiary books only, we have to record credit transaction. If transaction is related to any assets, then that transactions are not recorded. Only transaction related to goods are recorded in subsidiary books. If half transaction is in cash and if half transaction is in credit, then full transaction is considered as credit transaction and then entry is put into our subsidiary books. While we are recording the transaction, only name of the particular party are recorded in the subsidiary book. सिर्फ नाम ही यहाँ पे लिखना है. Entry which will not be recorded, for that particular entry we have to give the note. जो एंट्री रिकॉर्ड नहीं होगी उसकी कंपल्सरीली एक नोट लिखना है एंड यू आर हैविंग मार्क्स फॉर दिस नोट्स ऑल्सो. सो लेट अस स्टार्ट विद आवर January 1st transaction. Purchase goods from Kapil at 20% trade discount rupees 10,000. We have purchased goods at 20% trade discount. So goods entry is to be placed into the books of subsidiary. तो कैसे कैलकुलेशन करना है? 10,000 goods are purchased at 20% trade discount. If you deduct 10,000 minus 20%, then you are going to get the final amount 8,000. So only we have to give the entry of rupees 8,000. So here you can see in the purchase book we have mentioned date January 1st. We have purchased goods from Kapil. So only we have to write down the name of a particular person, Kapil. Kapil account rupees 8,000. Always trade discount is deducted and cash discount is never calculated over here, because here we have to give entries related to credit transaction only. So whenever any cash discount is given, we don't have to consider that cash discount. Then number 2, out of the goods purchased from Kapil, half of the goods sold to Gautam at 20% profit. Now from Kapil we have purchased goods worth rupees 8,000 and half of the goods, half अगर इसका करो या तो divided by 2 करो या तो divided by 50% करो, तो half goods are going to be rupees 4,000 and that goods are sold at 20% profit. तो ये 4,000 में if we add 20% profit over here, तो कितना टोटल यहाँ पे हो जाएगा? 4,800. That means we have sold goods worth rupees 4,800. And to whom we have sold the goods of 4,800? To Gautam. So it is to be recorded in the sales book. So here you can see Gautam account rupees 4,800. Then number 3, purchase furniture from Abhishek on credit rupees 300. This is a transaction related to furniture and in subsidiary book furniture transactions are not recorded. So here we have to prepare one note. These notes are to be prepared at the end of the subsidiary book. January 3rd. This transaction is related with assets, hence it is not recorded. Only this note is to be written in our answer. Number 4, Gautam returned defective goods of rupees 240 which we returned to Kapil. Now see, Gautam returned us the defective goods worth rupees 240. We have sold goods to Gautam with profit. That means we are going to keep these goods with us as it is. So this is what our sales return. Okay, so in sales return account only January 4th name of the party is written Gautam and 240 is kept with us as it is with the profit. Now when we return these goods to Kapil, at that time there is a need to do the calculation because we are not going to give him our profit. So how we have to calculate? Now see, we have sold goods to Gautam at the selling price of rupees 4,800. At that time, the cost of the goods was rupees 4,000. Okay, again repeating, we have sold goods to Gautam at the selling price of rupees 4,800. At that time, cost of the product was rupees 4,000. Now which selling price Gautam returned to us? He returned us the selling price of rupees 250. So what we have to do? We have to find out the cost. So this is a simple calculation for it. Now what we have to do? We have to multiply 240 into 4,000 divided by 4,800. So देखो कैसे इसको हम प्लेस करेंगे. So 240 multiplied by 4,000 divided by 4,800. So equals to, our answer is going to be rupees 200. That means we have to return Kapil rupees 200 only. तो कपिल को हमें कितना रिटर्न करना है? 200. कपिल से हमने परचेज किया था तो कपिल अकाउंट rupees 200 in purchase return. Don't give our profit to the person to whom we have purchased the goods. Next is purchase goods of rupees 2,000 from at 20% trade discount and 5% cash discount, paid half the amount by cash. Now this is our fully credit transaction. Why? As I said in the rules that when half transaction is in cash and half transaction is in credit, then that full transaction is considered as our credit transaction. That means we are not concerned with the 5% cash discount as well as we are not concerned with the paid of half amount by cash. So what we have to do here? Just we have to deduct trade discount only. So trade discount amount is 2,000 and from which we have to deduct 20% ट्रेड डिस्काउंट. इसमें से हमें 20% ट्रेड डिस्काउंट माइनस करेंगे तो माइनस होके अमाउंट आएगी आपकी 1,600. ओके, so here we have purchased the good, so this entry is to be recorded in the purchase book. तो किससे परचेज किया? From the Ganesh. So Ganesh account rupees 1,600 only. Then next is sold goods to Deepak for cash rupees 300. Now this entry is not going to be recorded because this is a cash transaction. So here you can see that January 6th this transaction related with the cash, hence it is not to be recorded. Then January 7th Mayank placed an order to supply goods of rupees 1,000. We have seen this into journal entries also. When any goods supply order is given, then that transaction is considered as non-economic transaction. So again we have to give entry for January 7 in the notes, non-economic transaction, hence it is not recorded. Then January 8 send goods to Mayank as per his order. Now Mayank placed order to supply goods worth rupees 1,000 and we are sending goods to Mayank. तो हमने सेल्स किया तो सेल्स बुक में हम रिकॉर्ड करेंगे दैट इज मयंक एंड ही प्लेस द ऑर्डर ऑफ रुपीज 1,000. दैट्स वाई 1,000 इज रिकॉर्डेड ओवर हियर. एंड our last transaction, return defective furniture to Abhishek rupees 100. Again this is a transaction related to assets, hence it is not to be recorded. तो हमें इसमें नोट लिखना है. Now here see, after completion of our ledgers we have to do the total. Here you can see 31st date को हम करेंगे total credit purchase 9600. in the same way total purchase return on 31st January 200. for same procedure for sales book and for sales return book, you can see that on 31st January total credit sales and total sales return. Okay, so here in this way we are completing our question. So in the next video we will go with the next calculation. Till then, stay tuned. Goodbye.